It's the 31st of December, so I thought it was prime time to go ahead and film my favorite makeup products of 2016 in one fragrance. I bet you guys can't guess what that is, right? I hope that this like isn't a broken record type situation, because I've used these products consistently because I really enjoy them. The majority of them are products that either came out in 2016 or ones that I discovered in 2016, but there are a few oldies in there as well. And I'll go ahead and start off with the obvious, which I did try to stray away from this product at one point, but I just couldn't find anything that was like going to beat it as far as coverage, SPF, and moisture for my skin, and also the color of it really matches my skin well. And yeah, Dr. Jart Premium Beauty Balm SPF 45. It's just my favorite base product. I do get questions from you guys on what kind of foundations that I like, and I haven't strayed too far. There was a point where I was going through some mineral foundations. I do like the Bare Minerals Matte Loose Original Foundation as well, but as far as the actual like a liquid foundation, I just haven't strayed far from this, because I always read like the labels and the ingredients and stuff like that, and the majority of them don't have the SPF or the moisture or the coverage or the color tone that matches my skin. Roughly 99 times out of 100 I am wearing this on my face for like a foundation. It is a BB cream, but it's got great coverage and a high SPF. I have a couple brow products next, and this first one is the Ulta Brow Tint in the shade Light, and it's got the same type of application method as like the Benefit Gimme Brow, but I like the formula of this better. It doesn't break my eyebrows out, and it does the same type of effect. I actually like the color of this one better, and I've gone through several tubes of this this year, but recently Maybelline came out with another type of a brow gel, and this is the Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. I have the one in the shade Blonde. I do have the brunette as well, but it's a little bit too dark, so I've got the blonde one, and this is actually replaced the Ulta one for me because I do like this one better. I really like the wand and the little comb. It combs through my brow hairs really nice, and I like to spike them upwards, and this does have the little fibers in it as well, and it's just a really good one. I've tried a ton, from super high end to low end to all across the board brow gels, and that Ulta one, which is relatively inexpensive, and also this Maybelline Brow Precise have been my favorites. This one just came out too, but it's really good. I've got the Maybelline one on my brows today. This next product, can't stop using this one either. I tried to stray a few times, but I just keep going back to it because it's so good. And it's an expensive product, but for the amount of product that you're getting inside, it's really worth it because it lasts a really long time. So this is the Dior All-in-One Brow 3D, and I have the shade 002 Blonde. I believe there are two shades. One is a bit darker than this. So coincidentally, I hit pan on the lighter shade today. So this is what it looks like. I need to move this. Sorry, that's part of my little light there. But this shade through the front for the most part, and then this kind of through the arc in the tail. And then this is a brow wax. I don't really use that, but the powders, there's so much product in here. I remember I was using like an Anastasia brow powder for quite a while, and I was going through those really quickly. I've had this since it first came out, which was, geez, I want to say like springtime of this 2016. And I just hit pan on that light shade right there, and there's tons of product left. So I really think it's worth the money. It does have two little tiny angled brushes and a spoolie in there as well. The next one I've got are eyeliners, and they're all from the same line. Givenchy released the Kohl Couture waterproof eyeliners, and I have got 4 shades in them. I'm probably going to end up getting the black. I've actually got the brown, and I can wear this one on my waterline because it doesn't make my eyes look bloodshot. It's almost like a blackened brown. The shade in that one is called Chestnut, but I'll go ahead and swatch all of them for you. This has replaced the Marc Jacobs Highliner Gel Crayons for me, which I do really like those. Those have a slightly longer wear time than these ones do. However, after you've had them for a while, not only does the product start to dry out in the dispenser or the pencil, and then when you use it, which I use these for the waterline and I use those for the waterline, the Marc Jacobs, pieces of the Marc Jacobs would flake off and get in your eye, and it's like you've got something, you know, like a piece of like dirt or something in your eye. So these have replaced those. They're creamier, they go on really easy, the colors are just really pretty, and I wear at probably, again, 99 times out of 100 I've got one of these on my waterline, and today I do have the color Jade number 5, which is the green, so I'll go ahead and swatch them. I actually have 2 of the Jade shades. One is in my purse, so I just kind of carry it around with me. And then here's Cobalt, which you do have to kind of layer this one up on the waterline to get it really bright, but still it's a really pretty color and it lasts really nicely. And it's a nice striking blue on the waterline. And then I've got Turquoise, number 3, which I actually like to mix this turquoise one with the blue, and that color comes out pretty nice as well. It's funny because I can like blend them on the waterline. And then here's Chestnut. So these are the Givenchy Kohl Couture waterproof eyeliners. Another eyeliner, and this is typically what I have on the upper lash line. This is the NYX Matte Liquid Eyeliner. The only thing that I wish about this was it was a little more waterproof. I'm fine with it, like in the like now in the middle of winter, and I'd say 50% of the time I'm fine with it, but in the middle of summer when my allergies are like crazy and I'm outside a lot, I mean my eyes just pour out the water, and so it fades off the liner. So typically I have to, you know, jump into a different, like a gel or something. But other than that, I love that this has a brush applicator and a nice amount of product comes out. It's called a matte eyeliner, and while it is like, it looks kind of matte, it's more like a satin. It's not like a super flat matte, but I like the fluidity of the liner. It's really opaque and it just makes it really easy to put, quick and easy to put liner, like a winged liner on top. And I've been through several of those. That's probably like my 6th one that I've used over the past, I don't know how many months. But let's get into some lip products, which I do switch out my lip products quite a bit, but like I think of the ones that I gravitate towards and use a lot, like if I'm in a hurry, or the one that I know that is like a foolproof lip for me. And no surprise, this is the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner in Pillow Talk. This one's almost done for, but the formulation of these lip liners is great. Like they last a really long time, but they don't last so long that you're left with just a border of lip liner around your lips. If your lipstick wears off, it fades nicely as your lip product wears off, if that makes any sense. But the formulation of this is really great, and this color, it goes with so many different lip colors. I can pull this so many different ways with like, you know, brighter pinks or browns, or just a lot of different tones that work really well with Pillow Talk. I do like all of her lip liners, and then the lip products that I wear with that liner, like a ton, are the MAC Cream Cup lipstick, and this is a cream sheen. And I remember I was watching Lori Beth. She has a YouTube channel, I'll link her down below, and she did a swatch of this on her channel, and I was like, I don't have Cream Cup in like all my MAC lipsticks, and I went and got it, and it's one of my favorites. So thanks to Lori Beth for turning me onto this one. But I know it's kind of I think it's one of MAC's like cult like classic type colors, but I've got several of these. I've got them in my purse. I've got one in one of my other bags. I've got one in my collection right here. But I can't go wrong with Cream Cup, and it looks really pretty with Charlotte Tilbury's Pillow Talk. And then the other one is also a MAC product. I've got 2 of these as well, but I've worn this a ton. It's really pretty with Pillow Talk. This is the Patent Polish Lip Pencil, and this is in the shade Look Lively, which this was one of their second release colors, I think. It wasn't one of the originals that came out when they did the Patent Polish. It was one that came out the second go around, but it's such a pretty color. I can, at any given time with any eye look almost, I can put on either one of those lips and they look great. One of the funnest and most popular products that I feel like was really 2016 was highlighters, which I was absolutely okay with, because like prior, I was always very into highlighters, and there just wasn't as many for especially like my lighter skin tone on the market. And this year they just really came out from everywhere. And I think both of these products did come out in 2016. This first one is the Dior Skin Nude Air Glowing Gardens, and this is in 001 Glowing Pink. I think this came out with the spring collection. And then the other one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Starlight Illuminator. Both of these are that baked jelly type of formula. They look really pretty on the skin. They have a nice gleam to it. Ironically, I'm not wearing either one of these today. I was trying to think which one I do have on today, and Sephora, like the Sephora brand, just came out with a highlighting palette, like a 6-pan one, and I just got that in the mail today, or yesterday, and so I wore like the one of the lighter colors. This is what's on my cheeks today, but these are, how about I do one at a time here. So this one is Dior Glowing Gardens. It is stunning. You can you can see it's been loved. But it's got a slight baby pink undertone to it. Super, super pretty on the skin. It just looks so nice. And then another one that's really well loved, and it's so funny because they've both worn this little circle in the middle, and inside it says made in Italy, and the pan in the Dior one and the pan, like this plastic pan in this one, are very similar. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they came from the same place. So anyway, let's do this one here. This one is a little bit more on the, it's got a slight beige undertone compared to the Dior one. So it almost, next to Dior, it almost looks like it's got a yellowness to it, but it's not really, it's more like a slightly nude shift to it. But I love both of these. And if you weren't able to get your hands on the Glowing Garden ones from Dior, Laura Mercier released the collection also this past year of the face illuminators. I know she came out with some limited edition ones years prior, but this year she released 4 in different skin tone shades, and one which is light enough for my skin tone, and this is it's pretty much a dupe for the Dior Glowing Gardens, and this is in the shade Devotion. You can see I've used a lot of this guy as well. Let's put it right here. But you can see it's very similar to the Dior Glowing Gardens, maybe ever so slightly a bit more pink. I've tried so many concealers this past year, probably, well, I feel like anyway, I've tried every one that's come out this past year, but the one that I use and use and use is this Urban Decay, and it's one of the color correcting fluids, and it's in the shade Pink. You can see I'm due to get another one. It's like, it's almost shot. But the formula of this product is different than the formula of the regular line of concealers from Urban Decay. And I feel like this formula is so much nicer than the formula that's in the actual concealers. It blends better. It just has a nicer feel to it. It doesn't make my under eyes look dry. But I've worn this by itself underneath the eyes, and this pink shade actually matches my skin tone as a concealer really, really well. And I did try the Urban Decay version, the lightest one that came out in the concealer range, and it was still, the color was just off. So this corrector shade is perfect for me. And I've also mixed this with several other concealers if I wanted, because it does have coverage, but I feel like if you need a lot of coverage, you're gonna wish for more out of this. So I've mixed it with other concealers and it mixes really well. It actually makes some concealers that I mix it with for more coverage even nicer. It's just a really good product. I have it on today as well. I've got it mixed with one of the Makeup Forever concealers, the ones that come in the little skinny tube. I think it's R20, which those concealers are really nice as well. You have to set them well. I feel like I'm saying well a lot. You have to really set them so that they don't crease. But the Urban Decay, when I mix them, actually helps out with that problem, because I do like the consistency of the Makeup Forever as well. But it's a great mixer. It's great by itself. It matches my skin tone really well. The formula is great. I love it. I need to buy another one. And then the powder that was like 2016 in terms of powder, the RCMA No Color Powder. It's awesome. I was using the e.l.f. HD Under Eye Setting Powder, which I still really like. I feel like it sets concealer just a little tiny bit better. Like, it sets the concealer so it doesn't crease a little bit better than this does. But this here, the finish of this on the skin is really pretty, and also this has a slightly more brightening effect to the under eye area than the e.l.f. one does. And I've used this a ton. Now, I didn't use that much product. I actually depotted it into this little container. I think everybody has that problem where, you know, they don't like the dispenser that well, so I just depotted mine. Another product that I've tried so many of this year is mascara, and the one that I just keep going back to and also keep purchasing is CoverGirl the Supersizer, which I believe also came out earlier 2016. It doesn't flake. It makes my eyelashes look, it gives them volume and length without being really clumpy. It doesn't smudge and it doesn't flake on me, which are like all the things that I could ask for in a mascara. I have tried the Fibers one, and it's very similar to this, but I like this one ever so slightly more than that one. I feel like this defines a little bit better than that one. It does have that plastic type of a wand, which I know not everybody likes, but I happen to really like the plastic type of wands and mascaras. So I mostly use the shade in Very Black, and I've purchased, I would say, since this came out, I probably purchased like 10 tubes of it. Another product that I switch up quite a bit, like I grab for several different colors constantly, is blush. So I was thinking of the one that if I was in a hurry, which one I would grab for that I know that was like really foolproof and would go with like almost anything that I was wearing. And so it was the Marc Jacobs, and it's the Air Blush in the shade 504 Kink and Kisses. I do have 2 other shades, and the formula of these blushes is really nice. When you swatch them, you wouldn't think so. It's when you put a brush in them and put them on the cheeks where like the magic happens, I guess. You can steer your brush closer to either end to either get more sheen in a lighter color or a little bit deeper color, because the lighter shade in the pans has more shimmer than the darker shade, but it's not neutral. They do have some more neutral colors in the range that I don't have. It's got like a corally pink, but it can also like mold with, I don't know, it can kind of pull more pink or more coral or more neutral based on what you're wearing, I guess, but it just goes with a lot, and it's kind of just a really, again, a foolproof product. And the actual formulation of these blushes is really nice. I wanna complete my collection and get the other. I think there's 5 in total, so there's two more that I need to get, or I want to get. Next up, I've got some bronzers, and this was a surprising one for me. This is the Maybelline Master Contour by Face Studio, the little trio one, and this is the light to medium number 10 shade. The bronzer, well, it's supposed to be contour, but this is a perfect bronzer for my skin tone. It pulls, it has a red undertone to it. The actual formulation of the powder is really nice. It blends nicely on the skin. I have it on my face today. I wish they sold it individually in like a round compact, because I do feel like it's going to be a little bit difficult to get in the corners when I get down to it. I'm almost tempted to just buy another one. But also, since I'm talking about this palette, both the highlighter and the blush are nice as well. The highlighter is light enough for my fair skin tone. It's got a nice sheen to it, and the blush is a very, very pretty pink. A lot of times I do reach for this for a blush as well. Let me swatch these. And I think, what did this cost? Like $8 or something? Relatively inexpensive and nice products. Hopefully the swatches will be okay. Yeah, so there's the blush. It's super pretty cool tone pink. And there's the highlighter and the bronzer. And then the other bronzer is the Tom Ford Bronzing Powder in 02 Terra. And this is what this guy, I've had this for a while, but this year, this is what happened to her. Yas! Major pan on a, what is it, 0.74 ounce of product in here. I know that this is an expensive product, but you're getting a lot, and it lasts a really long time. I've had this for a while, but I used it so much this year that I hit pan with it. This also has got, out of the 3 shades of bronzer that Tom Ford has come out with, this is has the most cool undertone, and it blends beautifully. You don't really ever have to worry about going overboard with this product, because it's so easy to use, and it just like melts into the skin so effortlessly, I guess. Out of all his bronzers, this is the one that has the coolest undertone. And so it's my favorite. I do have one that's called Golden something or another that came out with one of the summer collections, and I like the formula of that as well, but this is my preferred one, and I really like it. In my opinion, for as long as it lasts, for as much product as you get, and for as nice as the product actually is, it's really worth the money. I feel like I need a drum roll for this next part, like dun 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 dun, because these are my most used, most loved, most coveted. Well, I also have all of like my other like Vsart palettes, which are in a row like right within reach from me, which I use a ton too, but that would be extensive if I were to go through all of those. So we'll just include it. There's actually the Vsart Theory palettes are in here, but I've used these a ton. They're, again, one of those foolproof products. I can count on them every time that I reach for them to get a pretty effortless, easy, nice looking eye. So these are the Theory palettes. I did a video on these. I did probably a video on the majority of this stuff. But this is what these look like. You've got your cool, your warm, and kind of your neutrals. I mix and match all throughout all of these palettes and pull in other like more different type of shades as well with this. Really good. Let me swatch a few of these. I should have never swatched the black. Black is like kind of basic, but they're so nice. So these are the Theory palettes. They are removable out of their little tray, and so I just popped them in a Z palette. This next one needs like no introduction. I know this is going to be on a lot of people's favorites lists. It's the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. These eyeshadows can be kind of crumbly and loose feel, like in the pan, like when you put a brush on them, it kicks up some product. But as far as the pigmentation and the ease of use and the blendability and all that, I mean, go there with the brush, you just kind of can't beat it. It's an awesome palette with, I mean, the burgundies and the reds, and these also, along with like highlighters, these are the colors of 2016, and I also feel like it's gonna roll right on into 2017 as well. They're really hot colors. I know it's been sold out for a while, but this palette, I think it's the first one that she's ever made permanent, so it's gonna eventually restock, but it's a good one. Just a couple shades. Yes, I've worn it a ton. It's awesome. Awesome, awesome sauce. I just mentioned this next one in my last favorites video, which wasn't too long ago, so I won't go too far into it. And I also did a whole video on it, but this is the Sayate and Chloe Morello eyeshadow palette. It came with like a lipstick and a mascara, like the minis. And those are okay, but this is the star. It does have cardboard packaging. I guess I don't mind it. It's got a pretty design on it. But the shades in here, it's got a perfect range of shades. Like, it's got nice dark mattes, it's got nice matte transition shades, nice matte light shades, as well as the same of the shimmers, like darks, middle, lights, you know, cranberries, warms, purplies. It's just really, really nice. I was tempted to buy another one of them, but I was like, contain yourself. But they blend really nice. There isn't a ton of fallout. The eye looks come out really nice. Again, an easy product to use. While I do like the majority of the Makeup Geek eyeshadows, I have a lot of Makeup Geek eyeshadows, but there's one that, I mean, I will find it wherever, whatever Z palette it is in, because it's been in a few because I've traveled with it as well. Palette. This is Makeup Geek's Backlight eyeshadow. This is so beautiful on the lid. It's got a purple bluish type of a shift to it, super shiny. It's a stunning color. I feel like somebody compliments me every time I wear the darn thing. But it's a really, really pretty shadow. I think it's part of the Duochrome collection. I do like a lot of Makeup Geek eyeshadows, but this one here is one where I'm like, where's my backlight at? My backlight eyeshadow. And then this also happened this past year. I depotted all of my NARS Dual Intensity eyeshadows, and I was really hesitant to do it because I know that they're a little bit of a fragile type of product, but because the packaging on them is all the same, it's all black, they don't have a screen, you can't see what color it is. I mean, I didn't reach for them because of that reason, and so I was like, just do it. And I have been getting use out of this like no other. So I've got all of the Dual Intensities up here, which, I mean, I love them. And then down here, which is kind of the reason, well, I pulled it for these two, but this shade right here, both of these have the same type of formula. They're a Dior Mono Shadow. This one is Techno, and then this one is Cosmopolite. Cosmopolite is another one where I'm like, where's my Cosmopolite at? It's a gorgeous lid shade. I know that Dior is coming out with, I think they're coming out with some more of this formula of the monos, and I sort of can't wait. I'm going to swatch both of them. I don't wear Techno like I wear Cosmopolite, but they have that same type of formula. Cosmopolite, though, is just a stunner. So there's Techno, and there's Cosmopolite. I feel like it's a powdered shadow version of Tom Ford's Platinum, but prettier. And the last product that I have to share is one that I am legit obsessed with. I'm surprised I don't have it on my eyes today because I tried out the Too Faced Kat Von D collaboration. That's not the glitter, that's kind of the rest of it. I added the glitter on top because New Year's Eve, you gotta wear glitter. But this is the Colored Raine Queen of Hearts palette, and I love it. I've worn it, I probably wear it 5 times, 5 out of 7 days out of the week is probably how much I wear this palette. It's effortless, it blends, it's pigmented, it's really easy to use, and the colors are gorgeous. Like, and I know that this is a limited edition palette, and this is one of those ones where I took the plunge, and last week I ordered a backup of it because I think I see it on Instagram somewhere where it was like, once it's gone, and I was like, oh, I really love that palette. So I did buy a backup of this palette. And I also went on the Color Raine website and they sell a bundle of all of their eyeshadows, like their single pans, and it's been sold out, but I got on the notification list for when it comes back in stock because I want them. These are absolutely amazing. Amazing, awesome, beautiful. And I mean, for as much product as you get in here and as nice as these eyeshadows are, I think, what, 50 bucks? Look at that. It's crazy. I think it was $50, and then there's like several different people that have coupon codes with Colored Raine for like 10% off. It was a blogger, I think. I used somebody's coupon code, so I did get 10% off of both of the ones that I purchased. But if you've been wondering about what cranberry neutral type palette should I get, because I know there's several that have been coming out so far, this is high on my list of one of my favorite palettes that has come out in the entire year. I love it. It's relatively new, but I can't stop using it, and it's beautiful. I almost forgot. I have to mention this. It's not a makeup product, but it is kind of a beauty product. It's something that I'm obsessed with it. Okay, I'm just gonna throw it out there. I'm obsessed. This is the Byredo Gypsy Water. This is the perfume. I've got the cologne, the hairspray, the oil, the lotion. I sound like a lunatic. I love this. I wish it lasted a little bit longer on, but like when you first put it on, you smell it, it goes away, and then it comes back, and you get whiffs of it throughout the entire day. But I'm obsessed with this. I wouldn't mind if everything smelled like this all the time. I actually haven't purchased a perfume since I got this. It's one of those things, if you have the chance to smell it. I know Byredo counters don't come by like everywhere. They're a little bit more difficult to find. I think Neiman Marcus and Barney's have Byredo counters, but if you can, or you have the opportunity, give this a sniff. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I ordered a backup when Neiman Marcus was doing their $50 off 200 during the holidays. And that's all I can think of for the products that they're in my mind. They're ones that I want to use constantly, or I have used constantly, the ones that I can grab no matter what, and they just work for me every time. And all of the products that I mentioned, I recommend and I love. So I hope you guys have an amazing New Year's. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.